come over here. Something like that. All right. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Just checking the setup, making sure the YouTube stream is working good. And we're going to get started here with some vintage and antiquarian books tonight. All right. Let's see if we made the connection. Have we made the love connection? Let's see. Live. Yes. All right. We are live on YouTube. Confirmed. All right. Excellent. All right. Let's get this show started then. What the heck? There we go. That looks pretty. All right. That's my... all right. Yeah, that looks good. Somewhere in the middle there. All right. Hey, everybody. What is up? Welcome to another Cool and Common book stream. It is Wednesday night, a little after 10 p.m. Eastern. And we are going to get ready now with a little bit of fun. We got some really neat vintage stuff tonight. Some antiquarian books, some 1800 stuff, some early 1900s. Some you'll know, some you'll go, what the heck is that? But a lot of fun, a lot of interesting books. So I'm going to start with this stack on the left. I've actually got 3 stacks of books tonight, my friends. So we'll start with the smaller stack on the left. Then we'll move to the big boy books on the right, meaning they're heavy, way more than a pound. Pretty much everything here is more than a pound tonight, but we'll talk about that in a second. And then I've got a third stack sitting here next to me with some really cool and interesting stuff. So let's start on the left and see where we go from there. All right, so starting off first, My Utmost for His Highest. This is a religious book. Typical kind of wear. It does have a interesting inscription here. To my brother Danny from Jules, Christmas 1955. May the Lord bless the spirit and contents of this book to your soul and trust they become rich nourishment to your growing faith and love for our Lord. So be it. There you go. That's kind of a nice inscription. All right. This is 1953, Dodmead and Company, My Utmost for His Highest. Golden Book of Oswald Chambers, Selections of the Year. All right. So each page is a day of the month, and it's got a reflective religious passage, sometimes underlined. There you go. So every day, so let's see, what's today? Today is July 29th. Let's look up July 29th. July 27th, 31st. Okay, today's July 29th, 2026. So we're going to go back to July 29th here. What do you see in your clouds? Behold, he cometh with clouds. In the Bible, clouds are always connected with God. Clouds are those sorrows or sufferings or providences within or without our personal lives which seem to dispute the rule of God. It is by those very clouds that the Spirit of God is teaching us how to walk by faith. All right, there you go. So, religious quote, reflection for each day of the year. My utmost, his highest. And I'm going to keep these weights low in that 4 to 7 range. And let's see, let's start with 15 seconds. Let's start that one at 3. Just have a little writing in there, or underlining, some reflective writing in there. Nice little book. John, welcome. Becky, I don't know who else all is in here. Collector's Dream just joined. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming on in. All right, so we're going to put this one up here on top of the big ones for now, and then I'll move them back over. All right, next, Ethan Fromm by Edith Wharton. Edith and Ethan. All right, Edith Wharton. Let's see. Let's get the year on this one. I was going to try to have all these listed, of course, and that didn't quite happen. Charles Scribner and Sons, Modern Standards. Copyright 1911 and 1922. This is the 1939 copy of Ethan Frome by Edith Wharton. Boards are real nice on this one. Feels tight. It's got that nice vintage paper feel. It's nice and square, a little bit of edge wear. Nice one. Andy, hello. $3 starts. 15 seconds. Up and running. Book lover. Aida, how you doing? Good to see you. All right, let's check out the next one here. This one's got a nice little embossment on it. Also looks like somebody used it for holding their coffee cup. Tragedies of William Shakespeare. Here we go now. I think I remember this one. Let's see. Got a book plate in it, March 1947. Tragedies of Shakespeare. We do have a little tear on that. Pages are there. The Comedies and Tragedies of Shakespeare. This is Tragedies, Volume 2. Volume 1, obviously the Comedies. Volume 2, here's your Tragedies. This is 1944. So, looks to be all in nice shape. Oop, we got some nice, looks like wood block. Nice wood blocks. Sweet. So, a little staining on the outside covers, but otherwise, nice. The Tragedies of William Shakespeare. For your consideration, only $3 for the next 15 seconds. Josh, good to see you. Benson, good to see you. That is the Tragedies of William Shakespeare. All right, we'll put old Bill over here. Next, The Biography of a Grizzly by Ernest Seton Thomas. Nice one. Obviously, it's got the nice graphic on the front. Little wear. This is an old one. Look at that paper. Look at that paper. Let's check it out. Visit your local Chase branch and get started. Account subject to approval. JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. All right, here you go. Lawrence Butler Heilmer, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, July 25th, 1900. Let's see what the actual date on the book is. Oh, yeah, 1900. Check it out. Look at that. Wow, look at that print. That is awesome. The Biography of a Grizzly and 75 Drawings by Ernest Seton Thomas. That's a nice one. Copyright 1899 and 1900. This is the first impression, April 14th, 1900. Book is dedicated to the memory of the days spent at the Powlett Ranch on the Gray Bowl, where from hunter, miner, personal experience, and the host himself, I gathered many chapters of the history of Wob. Interesting. So on the inside, there is a little separation here. Obviously, everything's in there, right? Nothing's fallen out, but check out all the drawings and illustrations are here on the margins. Very neat. Very cool. I like it. The Biography of a Grizzly. We'll start this one, 1900, $5, 15 seconds. Hi, King Margot. Welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in, everybody. My name is Chris. This is the Cool and Common Stream. It is my Wednesday night book show. Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. We do a book show here on the stream. And this week, it is vintage and antiquarian books. Every week on Wednesday, it's a different genre. Okay, this one's a little beat up, but stick with me here. We had the Tragedies of William Shakespeare right there. I got another one by Bill. This is Shakespeare Complete. Nice embossed cover. Complete works, history, life, and notes. It is a soft cover. However, the front section here, don't mind my post-it note. The front section here is a little rough. This whole intro section, it's there. Somebody taped the hell out of it back in what, the 40s, the 50s, the 20s. It's dated 1927. This whole first section is all taped up. I don't know what happened. I'm sure there's a story there. But when you actually get to the introduction, that's the whole intro about his life. This is where the intro to the plays start. And all this is in great shape. Comedy of Errors, King John, Henry the Fourth, Henry the Sixth, Timon of Athens, Corellianus. It's all looking pretty decent. This front section, not so much, right? So there we go. Shakespeare, complete. What's that Irving Stone book on the right? I might have missed that one. Well, we just started, so you haven't missed anything yet. Let's get to that one right after this one. We're going to do $3 on this one. Does have the damage up front. Last few seconds. All right, let's take a look over here. Let's take a look over here. You got better eyes than me. You can zoom in. Tom Sawyer. Fun book. On the right. Irving, is that it? Which one is it? Count up from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's War and Peace. Ethan from the Tragedies. Which one? Go ahead, Riff. I know there's a Washington Irving. Irving Stone. Yeah, I don't know that there's an Irving Stone. Shakespeare, blah, blah, blah. We just did these 5 books just starting out. Tolstoy. We'll check this one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Want to check with Intuit Intelligence? That's it. Wow. With these personalized insights, you know where your money is going and where it can grow.
The Sun is My Undoing. Is this the one? Let me see. That's Marguerite Steen. It's Marguerite Steen. Here's the Irving. We're talking about the Washington Irving. Pambin, what's up? Oh, there it is. I got you. Thank you, Ed. Always helpful. Appreciate you. How you doing today? All right, let us take a look. That was it. The ones about Michelangelo. Let us check it out. I think it might be. I flipped through these before. The Agony and the Ecstasy. Yeah. This is a 1961 copy. The interested reader will find a bibliography at the back of the book, as well as acknowledgments to the Michelangelo scholars, a glossary, and a listing of places where Michelangelo's works are to be found today. Yeah, let's take a look. So you can see the boards. Boards are pretty nice. It's got some staining on it. Somebody might have had a sticker there. I don't know. A little spotting. But looks nice and clean and sharp. Off-white pages. Flips through nice. All right, let's change that weight. And change that weight. I just realized the camera wasn't looking anything at that book. Wasn't anywhere near the book. $5, 15 seconds. Flat rate shipping. We still got it. I'm using it. I really hope Whatnot allows it. Oh, I guess they're still going above by weight, right? It'd be nice to sell 30 pounds or 40 pounds of books at Media Mail. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. That is definitely the Michelangelo. All right. Let's put this one back up top here. Thanks for checking that one out with me. Next, I got a couple of sets here. Yeah, we're doing pretty good over here, Ed. So this is the Last of the Barons. I think I've got two number two. Do I? Maybe I do. The Last of the Barons. This was a nice set when I flipped through it. 1902, Scribner and Sons. And this was, let me see here, volume 1, I think. All right, dedication, get to it already. Jeez. Yeah, this is book 1. And then there's, I think this one was book 2. Let's see. Yeah, this one's volume 2. Very nice with a lot of the, man, such pretty stuff. Ground shipping is inverted on eBay. So stupid. Yeah, I know. Under 2 pounds is $8. Over 2 pounds is $5.99. I know. I added junk in my last 2 orders. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what are you supposed to do? Just like list it at a high? Am I supposed to list a vintage pamphlet or some ephemera at 2 pounds? It's like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So there's those two, and then there's this one, Harold, the Last of the Saxon Kings, also volume 2. Love that. Love that. I don't know. I think it makes a nice set. Makes a nice looking set. A little bit of wear up on the top. If your label says 3 pounds, but it weighs 1 pound when scanned, they bill you in the mail. Yeah, fabulous. Yeah, I'd actually read that. Yeah, I know it's crazy. What am I doing here? These 3. That's an internet troll telling you to put all your money into a Let's do $4 a book. 12, not 512. 12. There you go. Let's do $12 for all 3 of those. Nice little set. Stay vigilant. He's very persistent. YOLO! Guard against wild money moves with PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. Ed, you heard from Oliver lately? Not in ages? Yeah, he hit me up. He DM'd me. He's looking to dump a bunch of comic books. All right, Ernest Hemingway. Ooh, Ernest Hemingway. Obviously, a few issues here on the spine. For Whom the Bell Tolls. I did do a little research on this one. Obviously, it's got some issues. Some issues here up front. It is a 1940 copy. It does not have the letter A in the corners anywhere. So it is not a first edition, first print. It's one of the mass marketed printings that they made of the book. Oh, did he hit you? Did he hit you up looking with the sob story a little bit? Yeah. All right. So, For Whom the Bell Tolls, 1940. All right, not bad. All the pages are there. Again, 1940, but not the first print, first edition. Oh, you've got a bunch of comics to unload. Oh, well. Well, you're in the right place then. Ernest Hemingway. Let's get off this 1 pound weight. Well, you got anything good in that comic book stash of yours? Bulk deal or trade. All right, that's the Ernest Hemingway. We've got the guide, Introductory Guide to Modern English and American Literature. New library. Philadelphia printer. 1943. Reprinted in July 1945. Nice one. All kinds of interesting stuff. Welty, Logan, William Saroyan's in here. Stephen Spender, Auden. Steinbeck, Dorothy Parker, E. Cummings. Ooh, wait a minute now. E. Cummings, 150 and one. Let's see what that is. A couple poems, maybe? Page 150 and 151. Interesting. E. Cummings. Very nice. If you can't eat, you got to. And the Noster was a ship of swank. That's pretty funny. Nice one. Probably 20 long boxes, really. Indie stuff, random stuff, flipped some. Then it got buried. Well, I'm surrounded by about 150 long boxes right now, so I feel your pain. I just bought some more comics this week. All right, let's get this one going. 5 on this one for 15 seconds. I know, interesting book crowd out tonight. I know Owlpine Studios gets a lot of traffic, but had like 10 or 12 people in here right at the start. Comes and goes, comes and goes. Famous Dog Stories. Snow Dog by Jim, he's Swedish, right? Jim Kajelgaard. King Gaillard. Wally. It was Wally's book. Thank you, Wally, for sharing your book with us. Snow Dog. Look at that. Illustrated by Jacoby Landau. This is a 1948 copy. Very nice. Kids book. Dogs. Let's go. $3. 15 seconds. Yeah, some of the indie stuff I do okay with. Depends what it is, you know. I use cover price at the start to inventory. Says I added 3,000, value 22,000. No idea if that was everything. Oh man, 3,000 books. That sounds. If you got 20 long boxes, that's probably God. Are they all bagged and boarded? Because you probably got 350 books in a long box, so that might be half of it. That sounds like half of it. Yeah, I use Cover Price myself for price and stuff. I don't have like a super big inventory of it. The Lively Lady by Kenneth Roberts. Got a little tilt to the left. A Chronicle of Arundel, of Privateering, and of the Circular Prison on Dartmoor by Kenneth Roberts, 1943. Man, they used to reprint books like crazy. December 8th, 1943 printing. Nice book. Yeah, I know. I know about the listing. I just, this week I'm pulling the trigger on a card collection, non sports cards. So that's going to be fun too. TK, what's up? All right, so that takes care of the left side. Let's see if we can't. Let's get these books back here. That's an early For Whom the Bell Tolls. We ran Agony and Ecstasy. We did the Shakespeare, the Grizzly biography, the other Shakespeare, and then From, and this is the book we started with. All right, here it is. War and Peace. Leo Tolstoy. Take a look at this one. A little staining on the outsides. Love the colors on that. That looks really nice. All right, the Inner Sanctum edition. So this is kind of interesting. War and Peace Inner Sanctum edition. Uh, these editions came with a special insert. All right, Simon and Schuster, 1942. They came with a special insert, which was like a little description of the book, an overview, not quite a cheat sheet, description of the characters. Very hard to find because you can imagine those inserts disappeared from the books. Guess what I have? I've got the insert right there. The Reader's Guide and Bookmark for the Inner Sanctum edition of War and Peace. This piece of paper might be worth more than the book itself. Crazy. War and Peace. There it is. So the outside's a little stained, but the inside is in real nice shape. And it's the Inner Sanctum edition with the insert. I can't complain about that. All right, let's start this up. This is a heavy book, so I'm going to go with the heavy weight. And, yeah, let's go. Ed's in on that one. Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah, it was nice. I wish the cover was in a little better shape, but having the insert is a big deal, right? So, all right, excellent. Thank you very much. Appreciate it as always. Thank you. All right. Up next, The Sun is My Undoing. It sounds like a vampire novel. When I first heard that title, I went, "Oh, is this an old Lestat novel? What is this?" The Sun is My Undoing. Now, this is kind of interesting, right? So it's a novel. It's a novel by Marguerite Steen, and this person must have been a Marguerite Steen fan because they found a paper clipping of her. I don't know what this is from, but they threw it in there, which is kind of interesting. So there's Marguerite Steen, and it's her book, Viking Press, 1941. This is the fifth edition, 1941. First is in August of 1941. It's the first print, fifth edition, 1941. So the fifth printing already. Book's in real nice shape. Gold Coast, Cuba, Bristol. Very nice. The Sun is My Undoing. Let's find out what this is about. I'd like to know what the books are about before I go jumping in there. Let's see. The Sun is My Undoing. This is a 1941 historical adventure novel. It follows Matthew Flood, a young man from a wealthy slave trading family in 18th century Bristol, as he embarks on a global journey aboard a slaving ship, facing romance, family conflict, and the harsh realities of the transatlantic slave trade. Wow. Takes place in 18th century Bristol, the African Gold Coast, Cuba, and Spain. Interesting. Matthew is torn between two major loves in his life: Pallas, an English beauty, and Sheba, an exquisite African woman that he marries. Oh, wow. Interesting. So a novel, but it really deals with the slave trade and racism and all that. Interesting. All right, it's another heavy book in that 1 pound section. Let's do it. 15 seconds. Up and running. No special insert on this one, just a picture of Eudora Welty. All right, that's an interesting one. Anything Japanese? Not tonight, no. Not tonight, my friend. All right, Kidnapped. Robert Louis Stevenson. Nice looking book. Still nice and square. Little corner wear up here. Let's check out the back. Nice, bound tight. Front looking good. Let's see which version this is. We got a little chip. We got a little chip loss here on the corner on the title page. Da-da-da-da. Come on, fingers, work. Here we go. Nice color illustration. Raising Pearl. Sure. All right, 1949 Random House. 1949 Random House. Give it a quick flip. Yeah, it's got some nice color illustrations in here. Nice. All right, Robert Louis Stevenson, Kidnapped. Get this one over here. And let's put it on this one here. We'll get that one going. And Raising Pearl. Raising Pearl. right, let me go grab the James Otis. I will be right back. Let me pin this. Okay. Raisin Pearl coming up. All right, here we go. By request, thank you for the pre-bid. Raising the Pearl, James Otis. From an 1883 story. This is the 1911 copy. A little separation there. Obviously, it's in good shape, but a little separation up top there. Got all the nice illustrations. There you go, 1911. The Moravian Bookshop in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Nice. All right, flips through nice. Nice cover. Let's do it for you. Here we go. One pre-bid, up and running. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Thanks for stopping on in. Group Barn, good to see you. CJ. Rock Paper, what's up? Chris, good to see you. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Thank you, Ed. Much appreciated. My name is Chris. It's the Cool and Common Stream. It's my Wednesday night book show. Every Wednesday night, we do a different genre. This week, we got vintage and antiquarian books. The books you see here up in front of you are not in the store. If there's anything you see in the store that you like, just like my friend Ed just did, feel free to throw down a pre-bid if you're jumping around show to show. And if you're hanging around, just let me know in the chat. I'll be more than happy to grab it for you and run it. All right. So let's see. We were running through this side. We hit Kidnapped. Let's run this one next. Wilderness Empire, Alan W. Eckert. Little and Brown. Nice cloth. Nice cloth. Still got some nice visualization on it in good shape. Wilderness Empire. There's the Northeast. I live right over here. Right around here somewhere. A narrative by Alan Eckert. 1969 second printing. Wilderness Empire is fact, not fiction. Every incident herein described actually occurred. Every date is historically accurate. Every character, regardless of how major or minor, actually lived the role in which he is portrayed. The book is meant to provide an accurate and comprehensive, yet swiftly paced and dramatic picture of the events and people of the time period it covers. It is the result of years of intensive research, etc., etc., etc. Nice. All the way from the Michigan Straits area down to the Battle of Quebec. Or Quebec. Alright, let's run that one for you. And these are mostly the heavier books, so we'll jump in there with that. Real nice condition, 1969, $5. Up and running. Drennan, good to see you. Starkey, welcome. Okay, next. American Poetry and Prose by Forrester. This is part 2. There is some writing in this book. May have been somebody's textbook. There's a little time chart from the Shakespearean era all the way to 1898 and Hemingway.
Americans have defended their independence. Today,
so there's a little bit of writing.
Quieter battles, red tape, regulations, and rising costs.
Copyright 1947. There's a few things. There's little check marks on where they read or what they read, I guess. Mark Twain. Duets in there. James. Garland. Henry Adams. Carl Sandburg. Eugene O'Neill. Robert Penn Warren. Thomas Wolfe. So for each of these, there's the author, a little bit about them, and then some of their literature. American Poetry and Prose. Let's do 3 on this one. Up and running. And it does have some writing in there. Down to the last 10 seconds. I got a nice looking Tom Sawyer there on the back right, on the back burner, coming up next. Okay. Let's get these out of the way here. And I'm talking about this one right here. It's nice. I always like when it's still got a nice little condition. You can check it out. Tom Sawyer, Mark Twain. All right, we got some wear here. A little tiny hole there. This paper, look at this. Old paper. 19 illustrations, copyright 1931. This has that old heavy paper. There is a little separation here on these first few pages. This is brittle. This book is brittle. No doubt about it. And a little separation there, a little writing on the back. But a heck of a nice front cover. All right, let's run it cheap. I'll run it light and I'll run it cheap. $2. Down to the last 3 seconds. All right, thanks for checking that one out. Next. These next 2 are kind of interesting. Here's the Jumbo Fun Book by Harold Hart. Whole bunch of games and all that. It's got a name on the inside, Alan Howland. Copyright 1941. Printed for the Philadelphia Record. Puzzles, problem solving, reasoning, classic problems. Harold Hart's original quizzes, games, mental games, gambling games. Interesting. Tricks and stunts. Parlor stunts. Interesting. Ooh, and it's got answers too. Interesting. Oh, somebody did the crossword puzzle. The problem of the murderess who was set free. So it gives you a little description about a little mind-bending twister, and then it asks you a question. What logical reason could the judge have for refusing to pronounce sentence upon the murderer? Answer on page 196. So these are just a book full of logic puzzles, other kinds of things. This is pretty cool. Oh, and there's the answers. That's kind of neat. The Jumbo Fun Book. Jumbo, Jumbo, Jumbo. So much Jumbo, you can't. So I'll run this one light, and let's go $3 on it. Why not? Change that time. Here we go. 15 seconds. Up and running. Stacy, welcome. Good to see ya. Neves, welcome. All right, yeah, that's a fun one. I want to look at. I'm going to have to look up some of those puzzles and mind twisters. All right, here is one. I just love the cover of it. Look at the embossed with the gold. Very nice. The National Geographic magazine, volume 85. Volume 85, the National Geographic magazine, 1944. What major historical event could have happened in 1944 that might be really interesting to look back on? All right, so here's the index. This is the bound copy, right? So these are not National Geographic's three-hole punched or the magazines slipped into those binders. This is the actual book. Here's some Japan for you. Not far from Japanese lines, the barber wears a pith helmet. February 1944. Japan in the Pacific. Nantucket. Nigeria. Whales in wartime. The country, not the mammal. National Geographic. God, that book weighs about 20 pounds. All right, here we go. $5 if you're interested. There you go. I thought you might be interested in that one. Thank you. That's a nice one. All right, now got some smaller books, but very cool. All right, I got volume 3. I'm going to do this as a twofer. I got volume 3 and volume 7 of Beacon Lights of History. Check out these books. These are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. A little corner bumping on this one. All right, Protestant Theology, The Revival of Art, Unsuccessful Reforms, Life in the 14th Century, Geoffrey Chaucer. The Rise of Modern Poetry, Gothic Architecture, the Feudal System, Monastic Institutions. Volume 3, Part 1, The Middle Ages, and Part 2, The Renaissance and Reformation. And then we've got Volume 7, the dog-eared page up front here. Beacon Lights of History. This is Volume 7. Great Writers. Emerson, Macaulay, Hedge, Adams, and A New Era, the achievement of the last 50 years as typified by certain representative characters. Very cool. All right. Volume 7 is 1921. What was this one? So this is kind of interesting. I just finished watching the 1920s H.G. Wells movie Things to Come, and it is kind of interesting. He was right on a lot of stuff. Yeah, also 1921. All right, 2 volume set, very lovely looking. I'm gonna run it for 10. Nice little set there. 15 seconds. Yeah, Things to Come, H.G. Wells, the 1920s movie. Really cool. It takes place from 1942 to the year 2036. And I'm sitting there watching it and I'm going, sure, I'll grab that for you. The movie was crazy. I'm gonna have to read the book now because it starts out with World War II, and then there's a third World War. War breaks out. War goes on from the 1940s until the 1960s, and basically people obliterate each other. And then there's local feudalism, and then a few men of science uh, figure out how to create airplanes again and a fuel source. And instead of gassing people with poison gas, they gas people with the gas of peace, which just makes them sleep and then they wake up in a better mood. And then, there's all these technological advances, and mankind goes, and they go all the way up to the year 2036, where uh, people are just about to get on a rocket ship and fly around the moon, which we just did 2 months ago. Again. But just real funny, real funny. Let me go grab the Oscar Wilde. Let me see here. What are we looking at? And there were a couple interesting themes too. Pin that. Let me go grab that for you. One interesting theme was it's the year 2036, and there's all this technological, um, it's all this technological innovation, and life is so easy. But there's a group of people that rebel against technology, and they want to destroy the rocket launcher before it can launch because people should not be slaves to technology. And I'm thinking about all the backlash we're getting with AI and all the energy farms and everything. Is very very prescient of H.G. Wells. Here are the short stories of Oscar Wilde, slipcase edition. We do have the Heritage Club insert, the Wild one, and it's clean. I mean, it's bright and white on the inside. Let me run it for you. AI farms need to speed up so I can download my brain into the game. Now you're talking. Then we get into the PKD books after H.G. Wells. All right, what am I doing? I already got this thing pinned here. $15, 15 seconds, up and running. Yeah, it's interesting. But I just saw, he was off by a couple of years on a few things, but he had this concept of forever wars, and what it would do to society, and yeah, technology as the savior. But oh, dude, you're up to gold. Congratulations! Use that bad boy. Thank you for Oscar. Yeah, but just interesting stuff sitting there looking at it. All right. Thank you for that. Let me get rid of this on my screen. All right. What else can we tempt you with tonight? We've got God's Country and the Woman, James Oliver Curwood, Doubleday Press. Little bottom corner wear there. All right. Again, a little separation there on the inside. Book plate from the library of Gordon and Lois Kingsbury. Oh, the Kingsburys. Ooh. Copyright 1915. All right, 1922 printing. God's Country and the Woman. Oh, that's an interesting print. Very cool. Another illustration. Yeah, nice. All right, let's run this one for, let's do $2. Timbo Baggins, what's up? All right, got another one here. The Holman School Library, 6 selections from Irving's sketchbook. You know which Irving they're talking about. Let's check it out. Roman Catholic High School in Philadelphia. Joseph Lynn's copy. Do not deface this book. And what does he do? Defaces the book with the backwards end. All right. Bindings in real nice shape. All right. What do we got? Rip Van Winkle. The Widow and Her Son. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. You got all the Washington Irving goodness in here. Somebody wanted $5 for it. Westminster Abbey. The Voyage. Nice. So this is obviously a school book learner. Copyright 1878. Wow, that's in real nice shape. Washington Irving. Bunch of his classic stories. Well, let's do 5. Like I said, let's do 3. There you go. Nice. Appreciate that, Ed. Thank you. All right, you ready for a little bondage? I got a book about bondage. A vintage book about bondage. Are you ready for this? Should have led the show with this one. Of human bondage. Aw, Chris, you're lying. No, I'm not, I said I had a book about bondage. It is a book about bondage. Right there in the title. From the Modern Library Collection. A little bit of separation there. Still held on. Somerset Maugham. Random House. Copyright 1915. Nice 1950 copy. 1915, not 1950. But, yeah, still held together nice. It's not going anywhere. Whatnot got crazy books. All right, let's do this one too here. $3. Up and running. Alrighty, next. Tourget's American Historical Novels. Hot Plowshares. So what we got here. This is 18. Is that 1882 or 92? Hold on a second. 1882. Woo-hoo-hoo. Nice. 1882. See if it's got the, here we go, contents. The Shadow of the Storm, President Megan. Yeah, it's too many to read. All the hot hits from 1898 right here in one book with illustrations. Nice. Tourget's American Historical Novels. 3 on this one. All right. Who's next? Who's next? All right. We have a few others we can throw in here. Let's see. Lounsbury's English Language, Henry Holt and Company. This is your friendly neighborhood English book. May 27th, 1929. University of Pennsylvania. UPenn. Ooh, this is an Ivy League book. History of the English Language. Revised and enlarged. Oh yeah, you know you like your English enlarged. Oh yeah. June 1926. All right, this show has, since the Human Bondage book, this show has taken a definitive downhill turn. Copyright 1907. The June 1926 copy. All right, there you go. Language allied to the English. Different dialects, conflict of conjugations, verbs, present tense, imperative mode, everything you need to know about the history of the English language, and a little more. $3, 15 seconds. Okay, thanks for checking that one out. All right, so we got all that there. Let me throw a few more at you here. Got another little box, well, a big box next to me, but some bigger books. Since you're already at free shipping, maybe something tweaks your interest here. Lord Lytton's Works. Does have a little issue on the spine. The Parisians, and something else. Cathedral Lyceum Library, 5th Avenue, Pittsburgh, PA. The complete works of Edward Bulwer Lytton, Lord Lytton, in 13 volumes. Wow. The Parisians and Godolphin. Go Dolphins! Oh, he was a Dolphins fan. Nice. All right. We do that one for 3. Definitely over a pound. Still using that flat rate shipping while we got it. Caxton King, hello. How are you doing tonight, my friend? Thanks for stopping in. Tabitha, hello. Welcome, welcome. All right, what else we got here? Here's an interesting one. Hanging in there, King. Doing good. Appreciate you stopping in. My name is Chris. It's the Cool and Common Stream. This is my Wednesday night book show. We got some separation there, no doubt. Every Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, I do a book show here on Whatnot. And this week it is vintage and antiquarian books. We go through all different genre. One week it's this, the next week it's fantasy, then horror, then sci-fi, then kids books, then mystery, murder books, books about adult topics, all kinds of cool stuff. So if you dig all that kind of stuff, give me a follow, throw down some bookmarks. We got a little separation on the inside pages. They are present. But here's the good stuff in here. Mark Twain and Others, The Philosophy of Wit and Humor, copyright 1898. Originally 1893. List of all the authors in here. Wit and Humor. I like the front cover. Spine, obviously, as we said, has an issue there. Yeah, we got a few of those 1800s in here. This one I'm going to start at $3. We know it's got some issues there. All right. Let's checking that one out. Let's see what else we got here. The Abbott Waverly Novels. This one's in pretty decent shape. Let's check out the dates and the inside on this one. Room 28 looks like maybe an old school book. Cambridge. Little separation there. It is held. The Abbott, Volume 1. Nice. Oh, look at this. Somebody sketched a woman's face. Someone sketched a woman's face into the black. Can you see that? Look at that right there. I guess someone must have been bored. That's actually pretty good. Somebody scratched. I bet you he was staring at her in the classroom. Look at that. That just popped up at me in the light. Looks like this might have been another one. There's an eyeball, but nothing else. Wow. Hey, that's cool. Wait, was there anything on the front cover? Let's see. Yeah, he's doodling. He must have been bored in class or something. 1923. That says 1923 right there. That is funny. Huh. All right. Secret hidden artwork. Very interesting. Definitely. Let's run it a little lighter. Why not? We can eat some of the shipping here. Let's do $3. 15 seconds. Up and running. No extra charge for the doodle on this one. Let's see who else is here. These over here I don't like. I do have some here that. Yeah, I've got a few sets of stuff I need to do a little research on. Let me go grab another tray. Oh, hey, thanks, Goat. Appreciate you. Thanks, Goat. If there's anything in there you want to see, let me know. If you're jumping around show to show, feel free to throw down a pre-bid. I'm going to go get another tray of books that is not in the store. I'll be right back. All right, Ed, I do have another book with Japan. It's got Hawaii and Japan. I think you might have seen it before. I'm not sure. Galaxy and Analogs and Asimov. Goat. I got several boxes of them sitting here. Nice. All right, here we go. Up next, Vacation Days in Hawaii and Japan. Charles M. Taylor Jr. Nice looking cover. Nice looking spine. This book is heavy. 1898. That's the original bookmark that was in here. I got 30 on this one. You can do a little something with that. But this thing is just insane. All original photos. All the different temples. My daughter actually lives in Japan right now. There's Hawaii. So she's told me all about the temples and all that kind of cool stuff. And yeah, this book's pretty crazy. Over 100 illustrations. 1898. Charles M. Taylor Jr. Charles M. Taylor Jr. on this one. All right, you see I got put 30 on it. Of course, that's just a post-it note. Let me get this one up and running for you. I got 30 on it. Let's do 25. 25, 15 seconds. Up and running. Caxton King in on that one. Bam! No hesitation. Thank you so much. Appreciate that very much. Caxton, first purchase. Hey now, this is what I do for first purchases.
That was easy.
That was easy. Hopefully the first of many. Caxton, the book only costs $1, but the bookmark is $24. Okay, just so you know. I'll stick that in there for you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right. Let's go. Starting up the pile here. All right. Up next, Nearby by Yeats. Nice insides. People's Book Club, Chicago. Gorgeous illustrations. This is Elizabeth Yeats, not William Butler Yeats. Elizabeth Yeats. Why does that sound familiar? Did I have another Elizabeth Yeats book today? Let me see here. Flip through. Real nice. Let me just show you this. So this is just old time paper manufacturing and bookmaking, right? That's not a torn page. Those are just old miscut pages, right? So maybe they didn't sharpen the blade that much on that day or whatever, but that's not a that's nothing other than the manufacturing of the book, which is kind of interesting if you're into that. But Nearby by Yeats. Do 3 on that one. Oh, didn't mean to go 30 seconds on it. Sorry. Yeah, I recently purchased a bunch of books, and when I started looking at them, they're old 1800s books on British history, American history, and my jaw dropped when I was doing some of the research because some of the research says these books are worth several $100s each, and I'm just not sure, so I'm going to hold on to those for a minute until I figure out what I'm doing with those. This is the Meadowbrook Girls from the Meadowbrook Girls series. This is The Girls by the Sea, Janet Aldridge. 1914 on this one. Little separation, chipping on that front seam. Otherwise, real nice shape. All right. Actually, you know what? Hold on a sec. I've got Girls by the Sea, Girls Afloat, which sounds like an It sequel, doesn't it? The Meadowbrook Girls, they all float. That could be Stephen King's next book. I don't know. I don't know. Is that the next movie? Is that the next movie? The Meadowbrook Girls, they all float. And just for more fun, I've got the Meadowbrook Girls on the tennis courts with the dust jacket. 10 on that? Oh, let's see. We can put something together for all 3 of these, can't we? Sure we can. The green cover on the tennis courts. with the other two. Let me change that weight again. But let's see. How about all three of them for 15? $5 a book. 10 seconds. Okay. Like I said, 3 books, $12. 10 seconds. All right. Thanks for looking at those. Yeah, those are fun. Those are fun, those guys. All right. Did I have anything left in here? I think so. How about all right, next tray of books. All right, we had Robert Louis Stevenson Kidnapped up here. Here's Robert Louis Stevenson, The Black Arrow. Scribner's. The Black Arrow. Oh, there you go. So we got The Black Arrow and a nice copy of Kidnapped as well. Kidnapped, the title page is missing this corner here. Got ripped. But otherwise, real nice shape. This one's got color illustrations in it, which is kind of nice. Let's put the two of these together. You get the year. This one is 1949. Any old religious books, sermon books. Dynamic? Uh, yes, actually. Yes, yes, and yes. Let me run the Robert Louis Stevenson and then see if I can grab an example or two for you. Black Arrow, A Tale of the Two Roses, 1917. All right, two Robert Louis Stevensons. $5 each is 10. Let's do 8. Sermon books. Let me see. Okay, let's put Robert Louis here. Let's see. I think I've sold a few of the sermon books. This one is handy. The Acts of the Apostles, Volume 2. Some issues on the spine. Let's see. Let's go back a little bit further here. From Sunday School Editors, Reference Library. A critical and exegetical commentary on the Acts of the Apostles. Volume 2, 1870? Am I reading that right? MDCCC LXX. Let's flip it. Paul before the Sandrium. Paul addresses the Ephesian elders. Was that a bookmark? Looks like it was. Yeah, back there. Okay. Yep, interesting. We do have some separation here on the table of contents. Makes it easier to read, though. All right. Cheap. $3. 15 seconds. Let me see what other religious. I had a couple up here, too. Let me see. All right. Thanks for looking at that one. Put that to the side there. Let me see here. Let me see. Yeah, I think some more of those. I think some other of those religious books have been gone. In 1800s, travel books, political or history, and other religious books. Yeah. The religious, no. The travel books. Let us see. All right, so the religious books, no. Yeah, I just don't have them here with me right now. 1800s travel books, political or history. I do have some political and history, but again, those are some of the ones that I gotta take a little closer look at. They're not in the best shape. Um, but yeah, Caxton, give me a follow and bookmark some of my book shows, and feel free to direct message me with that request, and I will definitely get back to you once I get a little more information on those 1800s history books. Absolutely. All right, getting a little late here, East Coast time, but we're gonna chug through another tray here. All right, we talked about this earlier a little bit. We were talking about H.G. Wells and a few other things, but this is real rockets, real astronauts. We recently had another rocket ship go around the moon. Here are the 7 astronauts in a vintage book, We 7. Scott Carpenter, Gordon Cooper Jr., John Glenn, Grissom, Shira, Alan Shepard, Donald Slayton. It's got the dust jacket. Got $10 on it. It's the 1962 Book Club edition. We 7. So these guys were just like superheroes in the day, right? And this is their story about what it was like for them to go around the moon, or go on the moon. Very nice. All good shape. All good shape. Here's the big press conference. Got all kinds of cool photos in there. The families. 1959 press conference when they were first introduced to the public. Crazy. Nice stuff. We 7. The Torgis book on the right. Let me grab that for you next. I just saw that now. Thank you. Pin that. We got 10 on this one. Not 110. Let's lower that down back to $10. 15 seconds, $10 on We 7. Last few seconds. All right. Thanks for checking that one out. Let's get this Torgis out here for you to take a look at. Torgis American Historical Novels. Hot Plowshares. $18.82. With illustration. And let's see what's in here. All right, all hot plowshares. Do-do-do, do-do. Fiction is the handmaid of truth. Imagination is almost always the forerunner of fact. History gives only the outlines of the world's life. It tells us what was done, who did it, when and where, and in a general way, the reason why it was done, etc., etc. There you go. It is a thick book, so we're going to put it on the pound side for 5. Oh, no problem at all. My pleasure. My pleasure. Let me run through the other stuff that's back here, and if you see anything that piques your interest, let me know. This is Lord Leighton's works, The Parisians, Lounsbury's English Language, Of Human Bondage by Maum. Yes, we have books about bondage here. Spicy show. Spicy old show. Hey, what, you think people in the 1800s didn't have sex? They were freaks. God's Country and the Woman, James Oliver Curwood. These two are really cool. I do like this as a nice little set here. Beacon Lights of History by Lord, Volume 3 and Volume 7. Really nice. They had sex books. They had sex books as well. Yes, they sure did. Look at this. Look at this cool little set. It's in great shape. Love the torch of knowledge there. This is Beacon Lights of History. Volume 3, The Middle Ages, the Renaissance and Reformation. Originally 1883. This is the 1921 copy. And this bad boy, Volume 7, The Great Writers and the New Era. I believe it's also the same. Yes, the 1921 copy. Originally 1896, the 1921 copy. That's a nice little set. We'll run the two of those together. I think I did that early in the show. Keep the weight light. They're in real nice condition. Let's do 10 for both. Both books, one money, $10. Up and running. All right, one last time. Both books, $8. 10 seconds. All right, let's set these to the side then. Go through this next stack real quick. Again, if there's anything you see you want me to run, just let me know. All right, so what did we have here? My utmost for his highest. I know someone was asking for religious books. This is like a religious reflection book. It's from the 50s. It's got a daily votive, if you will, right? So for every day of the year, there's kind of a Bible verse and then a little bit of something to think about for that day, meditate upon. So a daily missive, my utmost for his highest. We've got Ethan Frome by Edith Wharton. Tragedies of William Shakespeare. Volume 1 are the comedies. This is Volume 2, the tragedies. This is a cool looking book when we checked it out. The Biography of a Grizzly by Ernest Seton Thompson. Here is the complete Shakespeare. Got a few issues on the front section, which is his life and history. Someone taped it up back in the 1920s. But once you get into the plays themselves, everything is in nice shape. We had the Irving Stone, Agony and Ecstasy. Ernest Hemingway, an early For Whom the Bell Tolls. It is not the first print, first edition. It is a first print mass market edition, though. 1940. Another set of books I ran is a bundle, Harold, the Last of the Saxon Kings by Bulwer on Scribner's. Then there was The Last of the Barons by Bulwer, Scribner's. And The Last of the Barons by Scribner's. So those three we ran as a set. We've got Somerset Maugham's Introduction to Modern English. The Lively Lady by Kenneth Roberts. And Snow Dog. Nice kids book. Nice vintage kids book. 1948 with illustrations. And this big boy was The Sun Is My Undoing. All right, my friends, that was the stack. Last call, my friends. If there's anything you see there that you were interested in, please let me know. Otherwise, please stick around. We're going to do a little raid action here. So there's no surprises. Want to thank everybody for stopping in. I do appreciate that very, very much. Appreciate all the purchases. Thank you so much. And let me see here. Who's up and running right now? Who is up and running right now? Let's go look for. Hmm. How about. Yeah, let's go visit Alpine. Let's go visit Alpine. Oh, wait a minute. Can we see the bear book? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. There's the dog. Where'd I put the bear? Where'd the bear go? Do 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 do. Let's check out the bear book. Yes. Yeah, this one's cool. Biography of a Grizzly. All right, so little spine wear, but the covers are in decent shape. Lawrence Butler Howler, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, July 25th, 1900. Very cool. 75 drawings by Ernest Seton Thompson. The biography. First impression, April 14th, 1900. Copyright 1899 and 1900. This is the first impression. So this was all done at, he describes it in the intro. He went to WHAB Ranch and observed animals and bears and wrote about them, and all the illustrations are kind of in the margins, which is a little unique. There is some separation. There's some looseness here and there, um, but a very cool little book. Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. All right. Well, I scared everybody off, but let's go raid. Let's go raid Alpine Studios. Say hi to the guys. They always got great stuff, right? So let's go check them out. Take it easy now. Yeah, thanks very much. Take care now. Bye bye. Till next time. Keep it cool. Keep it common.